today's
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com. I'm Christopher Cruz. President Biden says the U.S. is working to provide humanitarian aid to Gaza, which has been targeted for days by Israeli airstrikes.
At my direction, our teams are working in the region, including communicating directly with the governments of Israel, Egypt, Jordan, and other Arab nations, and the United Nations to surge support the humanitarian consequences for Hamas attack to help Israel.
Israel has ordered 1 million residents of northern Gaza to move to southern Gaza by tomorrow, says CBS's Holly Williams.
This order from Israel would involve moving about 1 million people out of the northern part of the Gaza Strip and heading south. However, we understand that many people are already on the move for their own safety. Now, we're not entirely sure what Israel's plan is, but they've already been pummeling the Gaza Strip for days with airstrikes.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he's working to keep the violence in the Middle East from spreading.
I've been in constant contact with the leaders across the region, focus on ways to reduce suffering and prevent further dangerous escalation in the West Bank or elsewhere in the region, especially in southern Lebanon.
Non-Israelis are trying to leave the country as soon as possible, says CBS's Ian Lee in Tel Aviv.
U.S. officials announced they're working to evacuate thousands of Americans stuck in Israel, chartering flights. In recent days, other governments have evacuated their citizens, including Nepal, Germany, Thailand, Brazil, and Canada. Many having spent days in bomb shelters, some even injured in fighting. Argentine citizens applauded when they landed in Rome, and an Australian woman broke down in tears when she arrived in Athens, Greece.
In the secret ballot today, Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan won his party's nomination for Speaker of the House. But CBS's Nicole Killian on Capitol Hill says it's not clear he'll have enough votes when the nomination gets to the House floor.
There are still a lot of hurt feelings about how this all went down, how it went down with police earlier this week, how it went down last week with McCarthy being ousted. So, for instance, you have Florida Congressman Carlos Jimenez, who continues to say after all of these meetings that he is, quote, only McCarthy and is only going to support Kevin McCarthy.
American officials say North Korea has delivered more than 1,000 containers of military equipment and munitions to Russia for its use in the war against Ukraine. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby denounced the delivery.
We condemn the DPRK for providing Russia with this military equipment, which we use to attack Ukrainian cities, kill Ukrainian civilians, and further Russia's illegitimate war.
At the close on Wall Street today, the Dow was up fractionally. The S&P 500 down 0.5%, NASDAQ down 1.25%. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.